بلى من أسلم وجهه لله وهو محسن فله أجره عند ربه ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون.
اب یہاں پر وہ یونیورسل ٹروتھ آ رہا ہے، بلا من اسلم وجہہ للہ وہو محسن. کیوں نہیں؟ ہر وہ شخص کے جو اپنا چہرہ اللہ کے سامنے جھکا دے اور وہ محسن ہو، اس کا رویہ صدق پر، سچائی پر، حسن کردار پر مبنی ہو، سر کا جھکانا منافقانہ نہ ہو، جزوی نہ ہو کہ کچھ مانا کچھ نہیں مانا. بلا من اسلم وجہہ للہ وہو محسن فلہ اجرہ عند ربہ، تو اس کے لیے اس کا اجر محفوظ ہے اس کے رب کے پاس. فلا خوف علیہم ولا هم یحزنون، نہ ان پر کوئی خوف ہوگا اور نہ ہی وہ حزن سے دوچار ہوں گے. یہ دوسری آیت ہے کہ جس سے کچھ لوگوں نے استدلال کیا ہے کہ ایمان بالرسالت ضروری نہیں ہے. اب دیکھیے اس کا جواب وہی ہوگا. نمبر ایک تو یہ، ہر جگہ پر ساری چیزیں بیان نہیں کی جایا کرتی. کوئی چیز کہیں بیان کی گئی، کوئی کہیں بیان کی گئی ہے. کتاب کو لینا ہے تو پوری کو پوری ایک کتاب کی حیثیت سے. دوسرا یہ کہ یہ سارا سلسلہ کرام جو ہے، جو دو بریکٹس کے مابین آ رہا ہے، اس میں پہلے سے ہے وَآمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلْتُ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَكُمْ وَلَا تَكُونُوا أَوَّلَ كَافِرٍ بِهِ. تو وہ تو ضرب کھا رہی ہے اس پورے کے پورے مضامین کے سلسلے سے جو ان دو بریکٹوں کے درمیان آ رہا ہے.
Finally, ayah number 112 for the day, بَلَى مَنْ أَسْلَمَ وَجْهَهُ لِلَّهِ وَهُوَ مُحْسِنٌ. However, rather, on the contrary, not anyone just enters paradise, the one who submits his face before Allah. Allah didn't just even say that he's Muslim. Man kana musliman. He says, Man aslama wajhahu lillahi. Who submitted his face to Allah. Now submitting the face to Allah, you know what that's an image of? It's an image of sajda. The imagery in the ayah is that of sajda. And what had happened among many branches of al-Yahud wa Nasara is, of the ibadat that they had abandoned was which one? They had abandoned sajda. They had abandoned sajda. Very few denominations among them still have sajda. They still do. Some Jesuits do. Some clans of the Christians in Israel, for example, have sajda. Some Orthodox branches of Judaism still have sajda. But the vast majority of them don't have sajda anymore. The first thing Allah calls them to is sajda. بَلَا مَنْ أَسْلَمَ وَجْهَهُ لِلَّهِ. And obviously when you say that, who's left in the immediate vicinity? Only the Muslims. The other thing here is face. The face in Arabic expression is an image of pride. Your pride lies in your face. So for example, when you're humiliated, iswadda al-wujuh, iswaddat al-wujuh, the faces became black. What that means is people were humiliated. Yasumunakum, they were blackening your faces. In Arabic it implies for Bani Israel that Fir'aun used to humiliate you. They used to blacken your faces. Now here Allah says, Man aslama wajhahu, who submitted their face, also implies whoever submitted their ego, whoever submitted their pride, whoever gave up their self-interest before Allah. That's a Muslim. That's the one who submitted themselves before Allah. Why was pride important to mention? Because that was the thing keeping them from coming to Islam. Because it was too much a demand on their pride that they would accept an Arab as a messenger. So بَلَا مَنْ أَسْلَمَ وَجْهَهُ لِلَّهِ وَهُوَ مُحْسِنٌ, while he excels. In other words, the word muhsin here, implying the messenger's definition, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, أَن تَعْبُدَ اللَّهَ كَأَنَّكَ تَرَاهُ, right? That you worship Allah as though you see Him. Acknowledging that the only way one can give up their pride is when they acknowledge all the time the presence of Allah. Because when you compare yourself to the greatness of Allah, obviously you'll bring your ego down. When you're not conscious of Allah, obviously your ego will get inflated. So who's the only one who'll be able to truly submit their face to Allah? وَهُوَ مُحْسِن, the one who reaches the state of ihsan, the one who excels. فَلَهُ أَجْرُهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ, then he alone, he exclusively will have his reward, his compensation with his master. وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ, and no fear will be upon them, nor will they be the ones to grieve. The ayah went from singular to plural immediately. The first part was, فَلَهُ أَجْرُهُ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِ, he will have his reward with his master. Then he says, وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. This is a beautiful transition. In dunya, you may be alone in your efforts. You may be alone in coming to Islam. And of course, the Bani Israel, they didn't come to Islam in groups. They came one by one, so they might stand alone. But when they come into the community of believers, they're not alone, they are plural. And their reward, on Judgment Day, the reward, by the way, is individual. كُلُّهُمْ آتِيهِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ فَرْدًا. But when we make it into paradise, we're together. فَلَهُمْ أَجْرُهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. Here he says, لَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. And he alludes at the end, and I'll conclude with that, وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. They won't be the ones to grieve. The hum here is used in Arabic. It's a principle called al-ithbat ala ghayr al-fa'il. It's alluding to other than them grieving. In other words, Allah said it in a way that, to say it in English would be, it won't be they that'll be grieving. In parentheses, it's like Allah is saying, but anyone other than them will in fact be grieving. They will be the ones to grieve. So Allah alluded to that, so in the end they get the point. Save yourself a lot of grief and submit your face before Allah. May Allah make us of those who count among those who give their face, they submit their face before Allah and their pride before Allah. And may Allah include all of us among the muhsineen. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafa'ni wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikr al-Hakim. Assalamu